Hi. 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 Okay, I needed chapstick. Hi, guys. I've missed you guys. You know what? Is the lighting weird? Sorry. We're doing the best we can with lighting and all the things. I'm just sitting on the floor in the bedroom. Hi, sweet friends. Hi from Sweden. Hi. I've missed you guys. Funny lady. Crazy lady. How's John? John, he's okay. But let's not do that today. Well, I appreciate your asking, and he's good. Love the glitter eyeshadow. Why can't I stop with the glitter eyeshadow? Hi from Florida. Okay, so we're just only going to talk the recovery stuff, mostly because y'all have sent so many questions, and there's so much that if we don't get over it today, we'll do more. I know I miss the lives on IG too. I do. Truthfully, I just tried to go live and I couldn't remember how to do it. That's scary, right? Okay, so I'm going to kind of launch into the questions. I have glitter eyeshadow is freaking life. And I told you Jane bought this. Hi, Riverwood. Miss you. You're the best. Jane bought me this eyeshadow for me because it would be, let's be real, honey, 100%. Jane bought the eyeshadow thinking I would use it jokingly, and I've literally worn it every day since. Hi, sweet friend. I know, finally. Okay, here we are. Glitter on everything. Y'all can't stop. I love it so much. I put it on everything. Okay. And we ain't gonna feel bad about it. Hi, Monica. We gonna get life where we can get life. And if it's in glitter, and just so you know it is, okay? So in writing down y'all's questions, hi, Chile, or I don't know how I'm saying. It's easy to get distracted. Y'all know I got to stay focused. Staying focused is not my strong port. We gonna be all glittered up. I love you. Okay, so again, I know I've said this before. We wear glitter eyeshadow to buy low, honey. I wore it yesterday to buy low. Whoop. Okay. So y'all have great questions, but I also have a list of things that, in thinking about it, that I want to just tell you kind of points to make. So let's just start. Okay. Just so y'all know, I will be 13 years sober in February, which is a freaking miracle. Grace of God kind of thing. I drank pretty much every day. I never had a healthy relationship with alcohol my whole life. Hi, Tally. 305 days sober, honey. Oh, not thanks to me. Thanks to you. I mean, I hope there's some help in it. But girl, hey, Norway. Okay, so all my life, once I started drinking, I had an unhealthy relationship with alcohol. I think even now I have an unhealthy relationship with food. Like, I don't know I'm ever going to be right, y'all. Okay, so that's the first caveat. I struggle with ADD. I know everybody needs to sit down to hear that. Huge shock. I have ADD. Look, a squirrel. Look, a glitter. But I do. And as much as I joke about it, it is hard. Hi, sweet friend. So I also have battled depression since probably my junior year in high school, I would say, when it actually really got to feel like I went away to boarding school for high school. So I was really homesick. And I think in retrospect, my homesickness was really depression. I think I was homesick, but I think when it felt like, why am I more homesick than everybody else? I really think a lot of that was depression sinking in. Hi, sweet friend. So when did I start drinking? I tried alcohol probably for the first time. I was probably maybe 15. I would say, but it got bad in college. I would say that's when I started like binge drinking. The way I drank changed through the years. And when I got helping your kids through recovery, good. It'll save their lives. Hey, Kentucky. So I've had, your lifestyle's different. Like, it's appropriate to do keg stands in college, appropriate-ish, and funnel beer and shotgun beer. I was good at all the things, just so y'all know. Just for the record, I could out-funnel the boys. I'm not proud of that. I'm a little proud of that, and I'm not sure why, y'all. It's a damn shame. Okay, shot. No, not. I drink way too much, and I drank till I blacked out. But it was acceptable in college, right? It seemed like it was okay. I was just fun. I would say I, on countless events, have made an ass of myself in public at social things. I'm good at everything. Listen, I'm good at everything, honey. Anything I'm going to do it big, and I'm going to do it hard, and I'm going to do it right. And we're going to get better at it if we aren't good at it. Okay? So don't worry. So like, more like even after Skylar was born in my adult life, because I think I also have anxiety. I think I do. I have anxiety. I have social anxiety. So just so you know, first of all, if you have depression and are on antidepressants, vodka does not help. Noted, right? It's a liquid depressant, just so y'all know, okay? Now, try and tell me that for 5 years. Y'all just don't know what you're talking about. But I'm telling you, I've learned from my own experience drinking depressants, which is alcohol, on Prozac that doesn't work as well. Okay, you're welcome. Okay, so for anxiety, a lot of times social events, I get nervous. I get stressed about them. And I would get nervous that I would act stupid at a social event. So naturally, 4 shots of tequila. The only way to guarantee I'm going to do something stupid and do it big and do it so that my mom hears about it. That's how I really like to do it, especially at fundraisers when the entire town was there. That was really my favorite. Getting fights with my best friend, make a scene, who knows what? I don't even know. Thinking I'm cute on the dance floor when nobody else is dancing quite as passionately as I would be. Y'all, I was an idiot. And I would drink before going to stuff, and then I'd be nervous, so I'd keep drinking, so I'd overdrink, which is, anyway. Okay, so I don't even know why I'm telling y'all all this. But when I stopped drinking, I was at a point, Skylar's dad left when he was like 16 months old. I stayed in our house. I can't see if y'all have written comments, and I feel bad in case y'all are asking. But it's probably good for my ADD to see more words. So I was a single mom from the time Skylar was 16 months old. I felt abandoned because I had been abandoned. And I felt like a failure because I felt like I did it wrong, or he wouldn't have left, kind of, So, yeah, I want you to feel normal, and not ashamed of it, or at least not alone. We should probably all be ashamed of it, but you're not alone. Okay, so my parents kept saying after Ronnie, a couple of y'all have said to me that I always say Skylar's dad, and I should say Ronnie. Okay. I have other nicknames I could think of. I won't use those. Okay. So when Ronnie left, I had a hard time moving back in with my parents. I felt like I didn't want that for Skylar. I didn't want that for me. I felt like I was independent. I felt, I'm hard-headed. I don't need help. I got this. I tried to keep things together as best I could for Skylar. I wanted to and I felt, it made me feel like I was trying to get help, and I didn't need help. I didn't need him in the first place. Those are the voices, okay? Okay, I don't want to say his name, if that's okay. I don't even know why. So I moved back in. I finally did, because I started to realize, okay, if I'm ever going to make enough money to support Skylar and me, eliminating all these expensive and moving with my parents, who are being so sweet, and I get along great with my parents. I worried, I wanted to stay Skylar's mom, and I don't like asking for help. This isn't even my recovery stuff, so I promise I'm going to get to it. I don't know why I'm talking about this, but I'm trying to explain where I was when I got sober and why. I'm sorry, y'all. All the feelings come back. I forget her. Okay. All right, hold on, y'all. I can't remember what I was talking about. Okay. So, I just felt like I didn't want to move back in my parents because I wanted to be Skylar's mom. And I didn't want to get help. And it made me feel like a failure. And I felt, and I didn't want to inconvenience my parents, even though they wanted to do it. But I finally realized I had to do it. So we did. And it was a fun chapter, honestly. Like, we all it was a great chapter. And my parents went out of their way to kind of let me be Skylar's mom. And I went out of my way to stay Skylar's mom. So I would say, as much as it's funny, that was the hang up for me, that never was a thing. So my parents let us stay there for a lot of years. But I kept trying to save money. And with my goal of having Skylar have a house, where I could really be his mom again. And it sounds stupid, but, I don't even remember packing stuff. But, when I moved in with my parents, I packed away all of our things, like my wedding china and Christmas decorations. And we just put them, I don't even remember where they were, I guess in my parents' attic. So I kept feeling like every year, those aren't a part of Skylar's life, too. And it just felt like my part of who I was in a box. And then I didn't have the home for Skylar that I wanted. Y'all, why am I falling apart? I don't know. This is so hard. Okay, so I finally saved up. And I got a house for Skylar and me. And I had a china cabinet. We had a dining room. It was so cute. And it was in the best neighborhood in our town. Like, all his little friends. My sister lived there. His school was close. It was exactly what I'd hoped. It was like the tiny little... It was like a cute little cottage in a really nice neighborhood that I could afford. And I loved it, loved it, loved it. And Skylar and I had so much wonderful times there. And I always, how I want to be like the hub mama. The swimming pool is this cute cottage, but the people that, not the people that built it, but the people that owned it before I did, had owned it for a lot of years, and their kids swam on the swim team. So it's this cute cottage, but they had like an Olympic-sized pool. It's crazy. The pool was bigger than my little house. And it had a diving board, which if anybody even in the county knew I had that bad to the bone diving board, they would have ripped it out. So I didn't tell anybody. And we had so much fun. And I could never have they wouldn't have let me put the diving board in now. So anyway, it made me I was the fun mom. And I had all the pool parties, and that's what I wanted. And we had great, great years there. But I would put Skylar to bed, and then it would hit, all the things would weigh in on me. How am I going to start the lawnmower? What if I can't pay for college? What if somebody breaks in? I was scared to own a gun because Lord knows I'd be the one to pull it off. Or I didn't want Skylar's friends to find it. So then I'm like, oh, no, y'all don't be sad. I'm crying. I hate when I cry. Hi, Dwayne. I miss you. Y'all know I got just cried out. It's all good. So my anxiety stuff would come in. So every night, I'm not saying I didn't drink other times, because I remember drinking cocktails in solo cups by the pool with Skylar and his friends there. I don't feel like I had many openly drunk moments that he would remember, and he's told me that. And but I would have wine in the evening and finish a bottle, I mean, I don't know. I cry out feels nice. I literally have never in my life understood why people have wine stoppers. That it's like a novelty because my wine stopper is when it's empty and I've like shook it. So I'm like, why do people own this? I'm not kidding. Okay. So anyway, if it's open, it's drunk. Okay. So one bottle seemed to do the trick till it didn't. And then I would buy 2 bottles. And I really got to where I would put them in the recycling bin, hide them under the newspapers, get up the next day, did a great job at my work, I was Cub Scout mom, I did the music in Sunday school, I'd work out. I would say like I thought I was doing a pretty good job of falling apart. Open bottle of wine, finished, boom. So here's the other thing. All these things in retrospect, you just feel like a total idiot. Apart from the fact that my depression was bad. Just so you know, drinking liquid depressant with Prozac. And my anxiety was still bad, but I kind of thought I was doing okay. I certainly didn't think I needed help, except when my family had an intervention. My first huge emotion, apart from crap, was relief, which in retrospect, Caroline, hi, a functioning alcoholic till you weren't, right? And I go back to that a lot, thinking, you felt like it was such a surprise and you had it so together and you were so caught off guard and thought everybody lost their ever loving mind. But really you were relieved because you needed help and knew you needed help, Okay, so I went to rehab. So when I went to rehab, I was drinking 2 bottles of wine a night and thought I was functioning. John and I got married. He moved in with Skylar and me. We were married. Oh, I hid him in the attic. I hid him all the places, the bottles. Hi, Jen, I love you. So glad we're okay now. Yeah, thank y'all for being here. I appreciate it. I love y'all too. So, John and I got married. He hired me and I worked for him for a lot of years before any kind of feeling thing was exposed, and I immediately quit working there so that I wasn't that girl, even though really I guess I was, even though I wasn't. But we got married in December, and in February he told on me to my parents and sent me to rehab. So it didn't take him long, and because he moved in with us, and first of all, wet the bed almost every night. Okay, I did. I would black out and wet the bed almost. No, did this feel like a problem? No. I just literally threw my sheets in the laundry and washed them. I didn't think there was anything wrong with this. I mean, if I had stopped and talked about it, probably could have seen that there was something wrong with it. So lucky John marries his dream girl, and I wet the bed like the whole first 2 months of our marriage, okay? I have to turn because I'm sitting weird on my knee. So super lucky guy. He was like, Natty, can we not have wine with dinner? And I'm like, well, you cannot have wine with dinner. How about that? I love you, Jen. And I miss you, by the way. How about you pour me a glass of wine and we'll talk about, first of all, thank you for not tapping into my wine. But also we'll talk about me not drinking, but I don't feel like I have a problem. And he's like, okay, so for the first 6 weeks of our marriage, he washed the sheets every freaking day before work, and I was mad at him for not being happy about it. Like, well, you know what? I don't remember what I would say. And also, I would black out. So, John, he knew that I drank, but I didn't even know I drank 2 bottles of wine every night to sleep. I mean, I didn't even think that was a thing. Y'all, I don't know. It's the craziest damn thing. I never thought I'd be successful in recovery till I found your story. Girl, I love you. Thank you for that. So he said, I'm leaving if you don't quit, made some ultimatums. I'm like, okay, bye, I don't care. He didn't want to go. but threatened and threatened. And I was finally like, you know what, go. I don't know what your problem is. If you have a problem, wash the sheet every morning because I pee in the bed and get blackout drunk. You're just not fun. So go. You shouldn't have been here in the first place. So instead of leaving, he went and told my parents and my sister. And on a Friday, I guess February 22nd, 13 years ago, this February, I took Skylar to school that morning. I had drunk a ton the night before. Blackout, don't remember it. He threatened to leave because I took off my wedding ring and hid it somewhere in the house. I still don't remember. I have this like drunk alter ego. Honestly, she's brilliant. She is crazy. Love you, Susie. Oh, you're sober because you worked your tail off. That's what, girl. Snitches get stitches. Listen, I was not happy with him for a long time. Y'all, what were we just talking about? I feel like it was important. Okay, so I blacked out that night. I hid my wedding ring. I don't know where because this blackout Natty is like Charlie's angel, a dark angel. Because he said he was going to leave, and I'm like, fine, you can leave, but I'm keeping this damn diamond. Y'all, I'm sorry, but I'm just being honest. Okay, so I took Sky to school. So here's the thing. Here's what happened next. I took Skylar to school that morning. And I came home, and when I got home, my mom and sister, John was gone, and my mom and sister were there in the driveway, and we're like, John, my sister lived 5 houses down from me. My parents lived a mile from me. We went to church together, like we overlapped on all the things. So they're like, we're kind of confused, but John thinks you need to go to rehab. We don't understand. And I'm like, he is an idiot. Y'all solved all the world's problems for real. I'm like, y'all, he's being dramatic and he's old and grumpy. I shouldn't have married him. He's 20 years older. He's no fun. He not know he's being dramatic, whatever. And my mom, who didn't want it to be true and had a little bit of a harder time with it, was like, you're fine, right? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm fine. My sister, who was more direct, is like, oh, hell no. Hell no. John's not doing this for fun. Like, what's going on? And I'm like, y'all don't even know. Next thing I know, my sister's literally like, pack your crap and we're going to the mental hospital. Well, they called my doctor, who was trying to who prescribed my Prozac that I drank with vodka that wasn't working, but he's a great doctor anyway. So my sister calls him because he's actually a family friend and was like, what the hell do we do with her, with crazy pants? And he was the head of the mental health hospital in our town. And he said, get her there. It's called Livestream. Take her to Livestream and we'll get a game plan. She needs to go to rehab, shmehab. I'm so not a rehab kind of girl. Well, don't worry. I didn't get to rehab. I went to the mental hospital. So at this point, I was mad. I knew my sister was going to win. She gets that look in her eyes and I'm like, this is a lot. I don't know. So my mom was more kind of in shock probably. So Allison drove my mom and me to the mental hospital and dropped me off, and they did like live streams, right? See, you're in Mount Dora, so you know live stream. It's a gift, right? It saved my life. Believe it or not, I was on the board before I moved. They invited me to be on the board. Anyway, which is amazing because I was in there. I did a good job on the board. By the way, we had this Halloween party that was the bomb. You know I love a theme. A huge fundraiser. Anyway, and I didn't drink at it. It was fun. Okay, so not as scary as the other Halloweens. So they took me there. They literally strip you, like they think you could try and commit suicide with your toothbrush, hang yourself from your bra. Hey, Portugal. They strip you of everything. So, and checked me in. And that was it. I mean, my mom and sister left. I think they put me in the place for detox for a few days while they tried to figure out where they were going to send me. And I think my sister just went to work on researching, trying to find somewhere as far as a rehab facility. But I was in that detox, the live stream mental health hospital / detox for about 4 days. One thing that happened, I haven't even gotten on my early recovery stuff. Okay, I'm sorry, but I feel like maybe this is important. It'll help make sense just to have some context. And this is just a quick snippet that's funny. It turns out they took me there, and apparently there's sort of two parts to that hospital. One is the detox facility, and one is the the mental health urgency place. So I guess the detox was full. So they put me in the mental health side. It's not a bad thing because it scared the heck out of me. But my roommate, I thought I was going to detox. I got there and my roommate had carved "I hate you" on her lady parts for her husband and promptly showed it to me the minute I walked in the room. Okay. 9 years and 12 days. Eee! So I was like, wait. Where am I? What is happening? So there are lots of stories in that hospital that I could probably write about, including the fact that early there, they got my meds wrong, and I kept trying to say my meds are wrong, but they thought I was crazy and trained to not change my meds. Y'all, it was a lot. I've got a lot of funny stories, apart from the guy that ate my puzzle pieces that I finally thought was normal, and he ate my puzzle piece, and that was the last straw. Okay, so it turns out I detoxed not in a detox facility, and I learned a lot. Okay, so then that gave them a minute to figure out where to send me, and I went to Shan's. The woman who was 75 and was waiting to give birth to George Clooney's husband and nearly beat me up because I picked up the phone. The guy ate the puzzle piece. We don't know. It was a lot. I got a lot more stories there. I had to hang up the phone because she was aggressively. They thought she was going to fight me because I got on the phone. Okay. Anyway, so I went to Shan's in Gainesville. And I was there for, I think, 6 weeks. Hotel California. Okay, y'all, I got to do this. I'm not doing great. It was a shitty puzzle. Okay, y'all, it was, when I tell you One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, I almost can't watch that movie because just so y'all know it ain't wrong. Okay, I feel bad because I'm rambling in this and I'm going to start on these damn questions. Okay, but that's where I was. Okay, and we went to rehab. Okay, let's do it. Do I need to worry? I'm not going to say who sent these questions, okay? I'll send, because just in case anybody wants anonymity. Here's a question. How do I support a friend in recovery when I'm not? Okay, I'll tell you, my best friend, Sarah, she, to this day, sober is a life gift. To this day, I would order her a glass of wine and she just won't drink around me. She drinks and like a normal healthy person. She will not drink around me. And I can't tell you how much that helps because for some reason, you feel alone. And when you're not drinking, you literally feel like the whole world is drinking and you're the only person not. You feel like nobody else is sober and you feel stupid and like you're the only person. And also, especially going to social things, you look around the room and it's like everybody's drinking and I feel so isolated and weird and people probably think I'm weird. So it is crazy just having one person at anything that isn't drinking. You just feel like there's solidarity and you're not the only one. Just so you know. Other people aren't drinking, okay? You always assume everybody is drunk because I was always drunk. But, right, I never drink around someone in recovery, even if they tell me it's okay. It's not okay. And, everybody has to choose for themselves, but I can't tell you, there aren't words to say how much it means for you not to drink around somebody that drinks. It's probably one of the kindest things you could ever do for somebody, truly. I don't resent people drinking around me. I just, especially early. Okay, so hopefully that's kind of helpful. Okay. Oh, also one other thing. One of my really good friends in Richmond, Rose, she is hilarious. She is party people. And I mean, they throw parties like they have like belly dancers that throw flames and a professional DJ for like a Friday night. Every time she invites us to something, she gets Diet Cokes and always something else like a fun LaCroix. It's knowing where they can make the best decision for themselves. That's exactly. So having people know and have your back, like I don't trust myself to this day. I'll be like, just so y'all know, I don't drink. in case I tell you differently in an hour, I don't drink. Y'all don't let her drink. But one of my good friends, Rose, she always gets, like, she'll have LaCroix and Diet Coke, and she always, like, winks and points, like, girl, I got you. So, and that's at parties where there's a lot of alcohol, and she's a drinker, but that is so nice. And I'm going to tell you, I still, to this day, when I go to, I still have social anxiety. That's the thing. That crap, the things that made us drink don't go away. We have to learn how to live with them. And I've said this before. Like the not drinking is the easy part of being sober. The hard part is not getting yourself back into a corner where you feel like drinking is the only way to cope. It's like a proactive thing. Like you have to see the signs before you're at that place of like, oh my God, I need a glass of wine. I can't tell you how many times I said it and did it. And that's how I coped. So the not drinking is a reaction to the thing before that, which is I probably should have said no to that committee. You know what? I probably should have gotten a better night's sleep. What are the things? What are the things that I'm doing that get me to that point? I've got to do those things. Shit's hard. That's adulting. And it's also relearning, like, it's like retraining yourself for unhealthy patterns you've been doing your whole life. You know, I mean, I'm a yes girl. I'm not a no girl. Y'all know, if it's not 110%, then I kind of didn't do it great. And I'm going to do it again. And I'm a perfectionist and I'm crazy and I take on too much. All of these things. I have to often, 2 years sober on Monday. Yes. Yee. Love you. So happy. Girl, so happy. Because here's the other thing I want to say. Well, what I was going to say, because I just have to get closure, was I still to this day will take cold cans of Diet Coke to social functions. Okay. And I don't feel bad about it. And this is another point I want to say big time. One thing that was hard early was people will tell you, oh, well, to get sober, you've got to be doing these things. You've got to be going to meetings. You need to do this every day. And if you're not doing those things, you're not doing it right. Well, I don't fit. Y'all know. I've never fit into average, typical stuff. And also, I'm not going to do something if I don't believe in it. So I kept trying to go to meetings, and I didn't love going to meetings. I never found meetings that felt great. But people would say, you have to be going to meetings. So then I would be like, oh my gosh, I don't even, okay, Serena, I'm going to save this. I'm going to post it on IGTV and I'll also put it on YouTube. Okay. And we can do more of these because I haven't done a great job covering all the things. I didn't mean to go down that rabbit hole earlier, but anyway, crap. What were we talking about? I don't remember. I think I said something about taking Diet Cokes to parties and not feeling bad about it and not apologizing for not going to meetings. I got to a place where I was like, I don't even recover well. I can't even get sober right. Bullshit. You do you. Here's the thing you have to do. Stay sober. That's it. I don't care what it looks like. You eat, one of the tips somebody wrote, Susan, who's been in recovery for a long time, okay? Eat candy, screaming in the car to Van Halen, and find your people. great advice. And okay, and maybe Diet Coke. Like, find some things. And here's the other thing. The longer you're sober, you can refine it and get healthy and get better at it. But just stay effing sober. That's it. And whatever, y'all, you cannot apologize to anyone for your recovery. It is your recovery. It is something that you own as much as you own your fingerprint is your recovery. You're the boss of your recovery, and you don't owe anyone an apology for for your sobriety. And you do what it takes to keep it and protect it. And for me, my life depends on it. I won't survive if I drink. Y'all know it will be a glorious and fireworks kind of relapse, and I won't survive it. I won't survive it. And I will probably die of guilt and shame from relapsing and the alcohol. So I literally, for me, it's a life or death. So I try to say, routine is one of my key things, which is why y'all know I get crazy when I'm not on a routine. Y'all have seen it. Any of you that have followed me not very long, you see all these things in me or you know how important they are. And how quickly I can get derailed. What was I going to say? Okay, but I'm saving this. Margie, we're going to save this. Okay, and we'll do more if y'all have more. I haven't even touched on the questions. Routine is huge. Now I can't remember what I was going to say, except just to not feel like you have to apologize. I know. I get to a point because all these bad behaviors are still there. Let's not kid ourselves. So sometimes they'll say something to church about a committee. And I'm like, you know what? I think I could do. Not only do I want to be on that committee, we're going to add some things. We're going to make it an annual thing. We're going to grow it. I'm going to be the head. We're going to have subcommittees. And then I'm like, okay, for the love of God. Also, no, you're not going to be on that committee. You're not even going to send an email about that committee. You ain't never going to think about it again. Do you want to die? Do you want to go back to rehab? No. Do you want to see Skylar's grandkids? You can be the cutest grandma in the world, make heart-shaped pancakes for the rest of your life? You're damn right I do. Well, then you're not going to even get on that committee, okay? No. Put it down. Let it go. So no, without justifying it, you're not kidding. It is so freaking hard, and it is so ingrained in us. An overachiever, perfectionist, you have to let it go. And I literally sometimes, even the dumbest little things like, okay, are you going to be neurotic about the gingerbread house, or do you want to live and see your grandbabies? Make a choice. You have to say no. You got to dial it back. Now, I don't do any of these things right all the time, just so y'all know. I'm struggling with all the things all the time, including now. But I do go back to that. Here are the other things. I got to go to church. Having a higher power, whatever that looks like for you, okay, get through the first 30 days. Stay freaking busy. Caroline, you text me. I got you, girl. We're doing this. Exercise, go to church, stay freaking busy. Maybe staying busy is good, even if it's like starting projects like you're going to clean something else. Let it go. That's why I love, that's why I identify with Elsa so much, because she gets that. Okay, another really piece of good advice. Caroline, I need to talk about the first 30 more too. This will sound dark, and I don't like to talk about it, which is why I haven't talked about it. But I've talked about it before. Part of the reason I said all that I said about Skylar. Taking Skylar, dropping him off at school. I didn't know till after the fact. So I picked I would around 2:30 every day I pick up Skylar, right? When they took me to rehab that day, I'm like, who's getting Skylar? Okay, who's picking up my kid? Who's explaining this to Skylar? He is going to be standing today in the pickup line, and his mom's not there. And I'm not going to be there for 6 weeks. And he's like my people. I was his people. When his dad left at 16 months, it was just the two of us. He hasn't been able to count on his dad. So he hasn't been able to count on me. So for me not to be there for him about killed me. And the picture of him standing in the pickup line and me not being there keeps me sober to this day. And I know that's like kind of a negative thing to think about. But I found out in retrospect, they had me on suicide watch. I fell apart like at 2 o'clock I'm feeling sweaty right now. Just thinking about it. I still feel so bad. Because he was picking up my kid and how to explain to him like I was his family and I wasn't there, and he could always, anything that would happen with his dad and everything, he always had me and I was gone. And I couldn't even explain it to him, and I didn't even understand it. I don't know if I'll ever forgive myself completely for that. And y'all asked about shame. I still have the shame, but the way I deal with the shame and how I don't relapse is I just think about him in that pickup line. And I just decided, okay, I'm not in control of this. I've got to just let God help me find my way, and I have to take advantage of this. I could be here at rehab and be mad, angry, and spiteful, or I can lean in and make the best of it, because the fastest way for me to get back to my kid is to solve this and get better and do better so I can be there for every other pickup line. So that was the line, my most direct path to, y'all, I can't pull it together, I'm sorry. It's like the pain is so fresh. And the only way I can protect him now from it, from ever being alone in the pickup line, is to stay sober. And that's what it comes down to. This glitter eyeshadow is the freaking bomb, right? Look at it. Okay, I'm sorry. But I have mostly forgiven myself, but I've only forgiven myself because I stayed sober. I don't want to do that to him ever again. And I've told y'all this before. This is another thing about the rules. They say, don't get, it was the oxygen mask, and that's how I explained it to him. Like on the airplane, I had to have my oxygen mask. Y'all know that. That's the language he and I use, because I always told him on the airplane, I hate putting the oxygen mask on you first. I hate that. I want you to know I'll do it, but I hate that. And he always said, Mom, I know. And I would explain it to him every time we were on the plane. I hate this stupid oxygen mask. So when he came to rehab, that's how I explained it to him. And he finished it before I even could say it to him. But he was right about getting better with my oxygen mask, because I was dying. So I think in terms of my recovery, even when I'm at Publix and I look down the wine aisle and I think, like, the thing about it, it's legal. You can get one of those to-go wine things in the damn gas station. Nobody's there to tell me no. I look like somebody that could handle that. So it comes down to you making that choice, and you've got to have something you're fighting for. And for me, it was Skylar, and I don't think I could have done it without him. I don't know if I could still do it. I think I could now. But it gave me a purpose. And I've told you this before. It's like, I never thought I was worth it. But Skylar deserved a sober mom. That's what I go back to time and again. And eventually I realized I am worth it. But early on, everybody says, get sober for yourself. Don't get sober for other people. Crap. Listen, get sober for whatever gets you sober, and don't apologize for it. And for me, it was Skylar, and I was able to move past that, and I'm there now. But Whatever the thing is, it has to be your thing, not what people decide. And figure out, if you're early in recovery, figure out that thing, even if it's a dark thing. Like for me, it has to be a dark thing, like drinking myself to death or my kid in that pickup line. But it's so painful and acute and such a reminder, because that is the reality. That is going to be the reality. Moments. Okay, love you. Love you, Monica. Moments back into my drinking. So it's not like I'm thinking worst case scenario. It is actually would be seeing the future if I went back to drinking. So I try and think of that. And I literally, when I say it's in my back pocket, we're going to say we put it where we put our cleavage props. It is like anytime I start, you could probably have a margarita at girls' night. I pull it out and I'm like, or your kid's going to be in the pickup line by himself. You pick. Nope. All of a sudden, it's not hard. So if you can find the thing that, or the fact that you wet the bed every night, how about that? You know, these things, I try and remember. It is so easy to romanticize it. And you're like, oh, it's so fun. I was so cute when I would drink. Look at the people on the White Zinfandel commercial. Look at them cute on the dock. Well, I was cute for a little while, but then I black out and probably fall off the damn dock. I did it. Whatever most embarrassing idiot stuff you can think of doing drunk, I did it hard. Swear. Okay, y'all, I haven't done a great... Do we worry about what people think of us? Yeah, but okay, one other thing. That is all rolled into this. You know when I say sobriety is your superpower, it is an edge. Like I used to feel insecure about it. Now I'm like, and I don't mean this ugly. All of a sudden, think about like a professional work function thing, and people start drinking. Towards the end of the night, when you're sober and you look around the room, all of a sudden, you're the smartest. Not that it takes everybody being drunk to be the smartest girl in the room. But, like, how nice that my makeup's not running. I haven't, like, spilled a drink. I'm not dancing on the dance floor inappropriately. I haven't made I've probably made a bad joke. I probably have made an inappropriate joke. That's still going to happen. Where alcohol or not. That's what she said. Like, I feel about it, not ashamed. I'm like, I wish I could tell everybody in the room. Like, it gives you a freaking edge. And I'm going to tell you something John used to say, because he was CEO of he had like 425 employees and ran this big fancy company. He always said, did you ever see me drink at work parties? And I'm like, no. And he said, think of other executives that are at the work parties, like the CEOs. Do you ever see the CEOs drink? And I'm like, actually, no. And I don't know how to say this without it sounding kind of judgmental, and I don't mean it judgmental, but I've had, since I've been sober, at a lot of things, even like High Point Market or business functions, where there are CEOs that I'm having a conversation with, and they've had too much to drink. And I'm like, that's kind of a bummer. Like, I feel disappointed a little bit, like the way that they're acting. And I mostly just feel like, good for me for having an edge. It is a superpower, and it's empowering, because you feel like, listen, I got all my wits about me. I can drive myself home. I'm going to remember everything. I'm going to say something stupid no matter what, but at least I'll remember it. That's what I mean when I say it's a superpower. It is empowering. And, yeah, it's still hard. And I mean, I still have social anxiety. Y'all, I get anxiety to go to damn grocery store. Okay. Yeah. I get anxiety for every video I do. I worry I'm all ugly cry. Well, guess what? I ugly cried. And we're still here. But the other thing too is, and let me tell you this, you don't have to go. You don't have to go. Like, I always was in this thing of like, I have to go, and I need to make sure people are, this whole social butterfly, Southern hostess thing. John would be like, you don't have to make sure everybody has a topic of conversation. You don't have to make sure people don't feel left out at an event with 400 people. And I'm like, but maybe I do. And he's like, actually, we could go late, leave early, and not talk to anybody. That's what most everybody does. They ain't trying to micromanage, be the hostess with the mostest. Also, we don't have to go. And I'm like, huh? Are you sure? It's not a natty video if we don't ugly cry, right? It is a big deal. So truthfully, and again, especially early in your recovery, just don't go. And I'm going to tell you something else. And I probably shouldn't admit this, but that's never stopped us. It is amazing. And again, especially early, knowing that people are going to ask you. I mean, it's amazing how often, if you don't have a drink in your hand, they aren't going to die without us. So far they haven't. It's hard to wrap our mind around. So I have done this because people say, can I get you a drink? Can I get you a drink? Can I get you a drink? Or you're not drinking. Like, people don't understand. So here's what I've done before. I told people I was pregnant. Only when I was out of town. And I've only maybe done it twice. I just got so tired. And I got my anxiety stuff kicks in because then I have more pregame anxiety. Because I'm like, what if somebody asks me if I'm not drinking? Just say I don't have a drink. People don't drink. I just couldn't wrap my mind around it. But I have gotten maybe twice. And then I'm like, okay, I got to not make a habit of that. First of all, I don't need to be ashamed of myself for not drinking. I'm proud of myself for not drinking. Also, I'm not going to have a baby in 9 months and I'm probably need to tell somebody. Also, now I'm in an age where it would make less sense that I'm having a baby. So I don't encourage that. I don't do that. Don't do that. Nobody do that. But truthfully, y'all know if you're sober, can I get you a glass of wine? I'm good. Are you sure? I'll get you a cocktail. Again, sit down at the table. Here, where's your wine? I'm like, just take the effing ginger ale on the rocks. Okay, well, that's what I was going to say. I'll get Diet Coke and have them put a lemon on it. And saying no to all the things is still hard after 23 years, right? Well, sometimes you're just like, okay, leave me alone about it. It's already making me crazy. No, I don't want to drink. And I have probably twice said, actually, I'm pregnant, just because in that particular situation, like the same person kept coming up and asking. And I was like, for the love of God, I'm going to lose it. So I lied. I lied. Y'all don't do that. We should make this video how not to do it. Okay, but that's a true story. If you get desperate, there's always that. Okay. Because it does get kind of exhausting. But also, Diet Coke, you put a lime on the end, it looks like you got a mixed drink. Roll on. People do ginger ale, or you can get like cranberry and something and it looks like vodka. Do it. Don't worry about it. If you don't, I mean, ideally, we all are at a place where you say, you're good. You know, we're sober. And now I just say, you know, I'm in recovery. And that usually scares people even worse than the pregnancy thing. Or allergic, right? I don't even know what I say, but I have no problem saying it, because mostly what I just think is, I'm so glad I'm not going to black out and wet the bed and get in a fight with my best friend. Because that was pretty much what the other things looked like. How long have we been doing this video? Because I'm worried the hour's going to run out. And I haven't said all the things, but I hope I've said some things. Okay, so that I did try and touch on some of these things. Okay, do I need to worry what people think about me? That goes back to the, sobriety is our superpower. Virgin pina coladas. Listen, those are so good. I want one now. Okay, a couple things for me. And, okay, how to avoid drinking at social gatherings. Everybody's drinking. That's that one. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. There's a reason we all say one day at a time. Oh, they are more than an hour? Thank you for that, honey. You're so good. I didn't know that's what happens when you fall off of lives. Okay, well then I'm just going to push through these. These are these bullet points that I wrote down just because I kind of wanted to be sure I touched on them. One, and I already sort of said it, proactive. Not drinking is the easy part. What I was saying about do the things that keep you from getting to the place of feeling like you needed a drink to cope, which means saying no. A lot of things. Getting enough sleep, trying to eat better, which is hard. For me, exercising. Don't always do it, but I know it helps. Going to church helps. Going outside, for me, especially early in recovery, when you have stronger, really strong cravings, and you just need to shake it immediately. Going outside, take a walk, literally just walk to the end of the driveway. Somehow for me, Just that sort of like jolts me a little bit. And just to change the subject, go for a walk, go back to the things, play the tapes. Another thing, a piece of advice that one of y'all gave that's really good that they say in a self-care, absolutely. It is, self-care is not selfish. It's life-saving. Is to think, I think it's the saying is like, think through the drink. See, because I don't go to AA meetings, but I understand it, which is when you glamorize it, oh, I just want to go, like, I love tequila. I really love tequila. And I would love to do a lick it, slam it, suck it shot and go out for Mexican and have a tequila shot and drink margaritas and all the things. It's cute. It's fun. It's great early. But then I keep drinking tequila till I black out. I'll drive home drunk. Who knows what? Then I have to tell Skylar. I have to tell my parents. That means I'm going back to rehab. I have to confess to y'all. All of a sudden, I'm like, you know what? I do like tequila, but I also don't like thinking through the drink. Like, it's easy to think about the front part of the drink. You got to think the drink all the way through. And all of a sudden, it's like, okay, just kidding. And all of a sudden, I don't like tequila as much as I thought I did. So think through all the way through, because it's not what might happen. It's literally what's going to happen. Let's not kid ourselves. Okay. One day at a time. Early on, especially, even now, the bumper stickers are annoying, they are effective. And the one day at a time, and I literally say it to myself probably 4 times a day now, even as things are getting harder with John and all the things. No, you can't imagine not drinking 2 bottles of wine tonight. I couldn't. I sure as crap can't do a Friday night without drinking. I'm never going to another wedding. I'm never going to another social event, fundraiser. Like, I can't. Why would you go out to eat if you can't? Why do you go out to eat if you're not going to drink? I'm going to miss all these parts of my life now that are a joy because now I can't drink. And I have to think 5 years ahead. Like, it's one thing for me not to drink today. I can't deal with, I'm not going to stay, I'm never going to not have bourbon in my eggnog for the rest of my life. Nobody can process that. So don't worry about Christmas. Just do today, one day at a time. You can do today. So that is just to elaborate on that, even though it's really obvious. But I mean, I use that a lot. Day 9. Yeah, girl. Yay, Sheila. I feel like we might need a tap dance. Just saying. Sobriety is our superpower. A friend in recovery. We are crazy. Sober people, there are things you do and ways you think that you can't understand unless you are like an alcoholic and in recovery. And so it is really important to have a friend. And anymore now with all the virtual stuff, Zoom, AA meetings, like there's so many people that I'm amazed to have gotten sober in quarantine. What the heck? And have done it mostly with AA, like virtual AA meetings. Okay. Sheila, we're clearly going to tap dance. Just give me a minute. Find the one thing for quick recall. I told you that. Go outside, exercise. There's no wrong way to recover. Also, just a reminder for sober clocks on our website, NatalieRiddell.com. A panic attack and question may recover. A temperature change, a quick hot tub, a cold Diet Coke. I've heard of that. Nicole, thank you. It helps jolt me out of the anxiety cycle. Okay, that's good. I'm actually writing that down so that we can remember that. Thank you for that, Nicole. Because I guess that's some of what it is going outside. Yes, Sheila. I just got costumes at Goodwill. Are you kidding? We're gonna do it. Do it. I'm proud of you. And just a reminder about sobriety clocks. Natalie at NatalieRiddell.com. If y'all want a live clock tracking with the rest of us, okay, to celebrate your recovery, but also gives a place for people in recovery to see that they're not alone. And it's on my website, NatalieRiddell.com. Anybody and everybody can have them, and there is no shame in resetting that clock, honey. Everyday sober matters, okay? You don't have to go. That was the saying no to parties. Have an escape plan. Okay, when I first tried to start going back to social things, if I don't know that I can leave the minute I walk in the door, yay, Sheila! Like, we needed more reasons to drink Diet Coke. Thank you. I would say, John, we'll go. But if we're in there 5 minutes, I tell you, we got to go. And we're going. I tell Skylar all the time, I'm like, okay, I'll go. But keep your keys out. He's like, okay. And then we'll stay for 3 hours because I'm fine. But I mean, I'm like, all right, where's the car parked? I still have that where I get scared, like, okay, I don't want to be any addiction you want. And here's the thing about the sobriety clocks. They're for us to help and encourage, and it's your clock. So I started it just for recovery, but all addictions are addictions. And if it helps you and makes you feel good, and if you're fighting one day at a time to get something out of your life, you get a clock, okay? So absolutely. Also, I love you. Okay, so if you need an exit plan, don't feel bad about it, okay? I always have. I still have one all the time. I all the time reach for my keys, just even when I'm like at Target, and I'll be like, okay, I've got my keys if I need to leave. Why? I don't know. Nobody's going to hold me down and make me drink vodka. But that sounds sort of fun, but that's fine. Pet therapy. It is real. Okay, Scarlett O'Hara has saved my life. Saved my life so much. Love you too. Okay, well, it's okay not to have real life sober friends. Here is okay. It's more than okay. And I want to make a list of some great Instagram accounts that are recovery accounts that I follow, that would be helpful to y'all, because it helps me a lot having that on our feed. Helping someone, even like the smallest thing, early in recovery, when you're just, anytime. When I'm down and I can't get out of my head, I try and do something for somebody else. That was advice my mom. You don't have any sober friends either. Yeah, you do. Sheila, girl, I'm about to go tap it out. We're friends. And message me anytime, okay? And right now, everybody's virtual friends anyway. I love us. Sheila, I'm serious about that, okay? So helping somebody can be a huge thing to kind of get you out of your head. That's a piece of advice my mom gave me that has helped me a lot. Tap dancing. Or like, y'all, no matter how grumpy I am, when I go do that stupid tap dance, it makes me happy. Now you do, right? Gardening. Like for me, part of the reason I love to dig in the dirt, and also I just enjoy it, and I like learning about gardening and stuff, but it's helpful. Like I feel like, okay, if I plant this plant, it's probably going to grow, and that's hopeful. We all need hope. Hope is a big deal. Cleaning the house, organize stuff, sew stuff. One thing is kind of fun. Being of service is so important in recovery. It gets you out of yourself. And even with my struggles with depression is when I started, I was so down, and my mom's like, okay, you can DM her too, Sheila. My mom used to say, do some community service work. It just helps a lot. But also, it can just be a little thing for somebody. It helps a lot. Organizing, cleaning out. And here's the other fun thing, especially with quarantine and all. Like, another question was, what do we do with the free time where we used to drink? And I get that. I know you lost your dog, baby. I love you. I'm so sorry. You shop. Here's the other thing. It's people warn about replacing addictions with addictions, and you just have to learn. It's not really about the thing to which you're addicted. It's about running from the healing. And also, did I have health problems when I drank? Well, my depression was bad because I drank antidepressant. I took Prozac, but I also drank vodka. I am fortunate enough that I don't know, as far as I know, I don't have like long-term liver damage or that kind of thing. My biggest probably unsafety thing was the fact that I blacked out all the time and I still drove all the time. And it's a wonder I didn't end up, like, I put myself in some really unsafe, stupid situations. Oh, I was going to say right now, especially anymore, we've got all the virtual things. So even if they're like, try and think about something you've always, like, have you wanted to knit? Learn how to cook. You've always wanted to, learn how to cook Spanish fare. There are YouTube videos now. Like there's so many things you can learn online, and just kind of like have a sit down conversation with yourself about something that you've wanted to learn or a new hobby, and just start. There's no wrong way. Just start. Journaling, counseling, which I'm starting next week, and sad about it. I know it keeps getting postponed, but I really am going. Hi, South Africa. Okay, so I hope that helps. Here's what I've decided to do today. I guess I want to say one more thing, but it's kind of heavy, but let's just do it. I've talked about this before, and I think it goes, meditation, yes. I think it goes back to the root of the problem, which is why I don't like to talk about it. The reason I'm touching on it is because there was a question about, is alcohol the same as a drug addiction? Is recovery the same? Oh, love you so much. Thank y'all. Here's what happens in recovery. Here's why I did it. Like all that, me crying. Okay, and the shame. We'll talk about the shame. Well, clearly I'm not over the shame. The best way, my knees hurt because I'm an old lady and I'm trying to sit. I'm lying down on the bed for a second. The best way for me to deal with the shame is just not to do more stupid things and just to stay sober. And just try, honestly, Jamie, you almost have to just be disciplined about not letting yourself go there. It's easy to do. You saw me fall apart. I can't even tell you how real the image of Skylar in that pickup line. And you see how it is a pain point. I can't explain how painful that is and how real that still is. And where I first go is, I can't believe you did that to him. And then I quickly go, okay, but you're not doing that now. And you've overcome something for him, and you're not doing it now, and you're not going to do it again. So, but I have to cut myself off hard. Can we talk about this glitter eyeshadow staying on? That's cute. That withstood all the ugly cries. You have to get out of your own head, and you got to cut it off. Legit, because it is easy to fall down. This is why I still fall apart. Y'all see, it's not really healed, but I think every time I cry about it, I probably heal about it a little bit more. And mostly what I know is I'm here now. I'm not a big AA meeting person, but Sheila, I'm an exception that way. And most people really need it and love it. And I would strongly encourage you to go. And if we live near each other, I would meet you there. A lot of people are loving doing the Zoom meetings. Does anybody in here do a Zoom AA meeting? A couple of my favorite followers in recovery go to Zoom AA meetings. Right, change your words. I can't believe I did that to him. I'm so proud I did it for him. Exactly right. The eyeshadow was not in the QVZ box. Boom. Or Sephora. Boom. Maybe we'll do a Zoom meeting together, Sheila. Okay, and I'll have a couple of my followers that have really good meetings where they're Zoom meetings, and have asked if I wanted to come, and I'm scared, so I haven't, but I will do it with you. Okay, I'll message them and message you. But first we're tap dancing. Also, Skylar and I are driving back to Greenville today, my parents' cars. Okay, AA online is awesome. So Sheila, maybe start there, but I'm happy to do it with you if that is helpful. You're not alone, okay? And you'll find the best tools for you, okay? But the thing I was going to talk about that I didn't want to talk about, but I'm going to quickly say it. Y'all have heard me say it before. Pain is progress. Pain is healing. And I've learned the hard way through some different things that I've faced that celebrate recovery is something. Okay, noted. Thank you for that. So I used to lie in bed at night and start to have all the thoughts and the things and the stressors and the scary come in my head, and then I'd have a glass of wine and not think through them, not feel through them. Oh, I'll ask Skylar for some tips. That's good. So you don't feel the things. But when you don't feel the things, you can't heal the things. So whether you use drugs to numb the feelings, whether you use alcohol, vodka, white Zen, pain pills, weed, whatever it is. Whatever it is, food, which I'm guilty of that too. If you don't feel the stuff, you cannot heal it. And pain does not go away. You can delay it, but you can't go under it, you can't go over it, you can't go around it. So the things that you need to cry about aren't going to go away until you cry about them, which is maybe I need to forgive myself for crying today too. It is part of the healing. And I used to get stuck in pain, like sitting in the Publix parking lot, crying, and feeling like I'm never going to, sorry, my phone rang. I'm never going to get better. I'm stuck in this pain. Right. And if you don't feel them, they grow and get worse. And I'm weak because why is nobody else crying in their car at Publix? But I started to see it differently. Like, actually, if I have to move through this pain, if I have to feel the pain to move through the pain, that means it's actually progress. So I started doing a thing where I'm like, okay, I'm going to cry in Target and I'm not going to feel bad about it. Because the good news is, if I feel it, that means I'm not numbing it with wine and going to have to get counseling about it in 10 years. I'm feeling it right now and I'm never going to cry those tears again. And that's healing. So I tried to think of pain as progress, and it made it very different for me. And then it also means it's about strength. Like, you're being strong to cry. Not crying is a lot easier. You know, it takes real strength to like feel the stuff and face the stuff and cry it out and move through it. So I hope that's helpful. And so mainly it's about, right, we need the cracks because that lets the light in. So, I think it all comes down to kind of numbing pain and not healing. Feel it so you can heal it. Preach, honey. Okay. I'm sorry that I rambled on for so long. Healing can be harder than the trauma. Absolutely. Well, I mean, you see, I still don't know what to do with this stuff that I'm cried out with Skylar. The gift of recovery, too, is like, you live better. I feel like I have a second chance at life getting sober, and you live differently. And you live, like I compare it to like a coal being pressed for a diamond. And I know it's cheesy, but I love diamonds and I love sparkly things. And I love feeling like the pressure and the pain and the hardships actually refine us and make us better, and we see things more clearly. I'm grateful for all the pain. I'm tired, but I'm grateful. And literally every day, like when I see Skylar, I'm like, yay, I can see Skylar. I'm not in rehab. I'm just grateful. You live differently. You just live differently, and it makes you feel like your life is a gift. And the other way I've feel about it too is trauma work. Thank you. Of course, Rachel, I'm glad I'm thinking about you. Spark of Life did choose us, honey. Like going through the fire, and I feel like going through the pain, going through the struggles, the fire, it kind of burns away like the shit that doesn't matter. The stuff you thought mattered a lot, it sort of burns it away, and it's like the wind blows, and it kind of like the stuff that's left is the stuff that really matters. And it's very empowering to feel like you can live a better life. You just see things more clearly. You're more grateful. And I'm grateful for y'all. Y'all help me more than you know. I'm sorry I'm a mess today. Another thing that, just so y'all know, and I think it does play into some of it, my dad's dementia is worse, and that's part of the reason we've stayed, and that's just been hard. So that's a whole other life. But anyway, I think that's some of the reason I'm feeling a little bit fragile today, but it's also not at all the only reason, because this is hard stuff, and y'all are worth it. It's hard for me to talk about, but it means I need to talk about it too. See, I don't need counseling. And I love any opportunity to tell y'all how good I was at keg stands and funneling. No shortcuts. Your divorce date is in 10 days. All right, I'll be praying for you. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the thoughtful, amazing questions. I'm going to save this. I'm sorry it was so long. I'm going to save this, and I'm going to put it on YouTube, and I'm going to put it up on IGTV. I'm going to go tap dance for Sheila. And then Skylar and I are going to head back to Greenville. And it's been a lot. I know. I love you guys. Maybe we'll do a whole other video on that, but not today. Y'all are the bomb. Thank you for being here. I'm proud of you. Keep fighting. Keep hanging in there. And we got this. Because we know chic is going to happen. But we also know we got this. I love you guys.